Hello, my name is Scott Eubanks. Today is the 21st of February 2022, and this is my final project submission for CO 225 building codes. Quick overview of what we'll be covering today is the structure familiarization, compliance issues, hazards to the public, and potential fixes for the 1 through 5 compliance issues. I'll probably go through one of the compliance issues and then follow that up with the hazard and potential fixes for that issue before I move on to the next one. And finally, we'll review it to end the video. We'll begin with the structure familiarization. Now, the structure is called Forbes Hall, but we refer to it as Building 147, and it's located at Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas. Now, the structure is 2 stories, and the 2 structures are connected by a walkway. Now, the walkway we call the fishbowl, and actually refers to the walkway as the fishbowl on the floor plans. And it is the only one of 2 handicap accessible areas in this large structure, and the area with the most compliance issues as well. The L-shaped northern structure consists of office spaces for the instructors of the 353rd Special Warfare Training Squadron and the support for that squadron. It is constructed with metal studs and center blocks, making it a Group B Type 2A structure. Now, the southern structure is predominantly rectangular, has many classrooms on the 2nd floor and offices on the 1st floor. Now, this is a Group B Type 2A structure due to the offices and the educational occupancies for students above the 12th grade. Now, the predominantly triangular building to the west of the southern structure is an auditorium with a stage and fixed seating used for graduations and assemblies, making it a Assembly Group A1. Now, there is a active method of fire protection throughout the structure with sprinklers, bells, switches, audio and visual indicators, lights, and fire extinguishers. All right, so the first compliance issue is structural issues within the fishbowl. Now, this video I'm showing you right now is of the fishbowl. It's the connection between the fishbowl and the northern structure, and you can see the separation. Now, it's starting to separate not only along the bridge portion, if you will, but you can actually see the outside where nothing is covering it. The windows are cracked. It's a huge mesh, and this is throughout the entire all structures of the building. There are cracks throughout the center blocks, and this is a huge issue because the hazard, the building can collapse. I mean, the glass can come down on students who walk throughout the walkway or the fishbowl all day long, every day, while class is going on. Now, the fix for this, I would say either destroy the entire structure and make a breezeway, a 2-story breezeway, or at least reinforce the cracks. I'd tear down the 2nd floor structure as far as the walkway goes and rebuild it and kind of try to brace it a little bit more to the structure. Something has to be done. The second compliance issue is we'll stick with the fishbowl. It's the elevator that is located in the fishbowl. So only elevator located in any of the structures, and it's the only means of accessibility for a handicapped person to the 2nd floor. Now, if a person's in a wheelchair, and we do have, even though it's a federal building, there's military throughout. There are a bunch of civilians that work there, families of people come up there all the time, so there needs to be a way for people to access the 2nd floor. Now, the problem that this causes, or the hazards to the public, is handicapped persons are unable to egress the 2nd floor or even get up there. If they were able to get up there, someone carrying them up the stairs, it'll cause congestion if there's a mass evacuation or something. The fix for this is to fix the elevator. Problem with federal buildings is we have to put in a request order for someone to come fix it, and it just gets put on the back burner, or there's so many other jobs that need to get done that it just doesn't get looked at for several years or months down the road. Compliance issue number 3, and we'll stick with the fishbowl one more time, and I promise I'll move along, is a doorway. There's only 2 doorways on this first floor, which is a means of egress for a majority of both of the structures will meet into the center area and try to get out. Now, one of those doorways is closed off because of the structural issues, and the windows above it are cracked. They could come tumbling down at any time. Now, that's the problem, the hazard. Now, the fix for this is to fix the glass to the doorway, which, once again, just like the elevator, it's going to be an issue for the request, the job orders. Compliance issue number 4, a set of handrails that are within a stairwell that go from the second to the first floor as a means of egress are not a minimum of 44 inches from the top of the step to the handrail itself. And this may be a problem if it is dark in the stairwell and someone reaches for it. They can kind of like stumble and possibly fall. It's an easy fix. Just unscrew it, lift it up, and then rescrew it. So it's between 34 and 38 inches. So the 5th and final compliance issue is this handicap spot that's handicap accessible, and it's the only parking spot that's handicap accessible within the entire parking lot. But the problem that I'm going to highlight is the lack of signage for this particular spot. Even though it's on it looks like a steep slope, and the loading zone to the left is only like 3.8 feet. The one on the right is in compliance, is over 5 feet, but the lack of signage is the key code compliance issue. We'll go with this one. And the hazard to the public is it's going to be hard for anybody to find this parking spot, let alone locate the lack of sign that there is for it. And the simple fix for this one is to add the signage in accordance with the code. So to conclude, I'm running out of time. I'll try to do this quick. We went over the structure familiarization. We went over 5 compliance issues, hazard to the public, and potential fixes for all 5 compliance issues. And just a note, I got in touch with the building manager, and he was no help. I seem to know more about the building than he did, but I tried working with him and couldn't do it. But I'm going to follow up on this and see if I can get those, at least the structural issues, figured out, even though it's going to cost a lot of money. But I mean, it's for the safety of my students. So, but thank you, and hope you enjoyed this presentation.